What is up, DG Army? Nethervvoid, also known as John, bringing you another first look at another game in beta. This is an open beta called Path of Exile. This game is a lot like Diablo 3. In fact, in my opinion, this is the better at Diablo 3 than Diablo 3. Let's put it that way. This is the Diablo 3 that I wished for when I was playing Diablo 3 beta. Now, it's not exactly the same, but it's almost exactly. You're going to see. It also has a couple of great elements from some other games. And let me log in real quick, and we'll start working through all the different aspects of this game. I think I'm going to be playing it pretty regular. I'm already pretty hooked on it, so hold on a second. So we're going to cover about 8 or 9 different aspects of this game, and the first one we're going to talk about is classes. Now, it doesn't really matter that much what class you choose, which is kind of nice, because any class can have any skill in the game. There's a limit to how many skills you can have, so you can't have everything in the game, but you have to pick and choose what you can get, and every class can get any skill. So there is a couple of cool things about classes that I'll tell you about in a little bit, but like I have a level 7 duelist here I've been working on, and I actually have played a couple other classes trying to do the same build as this guy's doing. I'm going after a strength-based physical damage build, bow build, and you can actually do that with a couple other classes, and I'll show you how that works in a little bit, but let's just look at the different classes here real quick. There's 6 of them. Let's act like we're going to create a new class.
Swim straight to the shore, stay together, and look for others who can help you. You're not the first exiles, and you won't be the last.
So, the voice acting in this game, there's some voice acting on some of the quests. It's pretty good. It seems to be just the original quests, but I haven't been that far into the game to see if they do it on more of the major quests. So, let's look at these different guys. We've got the Templar.
I fought, wept, and bled for God and the Order. I would have died for my Templar brothers, every single one. And how do they reward my piety, my devotion? They exile me to the land of the damned, to reclassed.
Alright,
I know now that my brethren are merely God's tools. He has given me this path to walk, so I shall muster my strength and my power, and my faith. It is my shield against the darkness to come.
So the Templar, I think, is a pretty balanced guy. He starts out with, there are 3 attributes, intelligence, dex, and strength, and I think he starts with a rounded ability set of strength, dex, and int, but I'm not positive Andrew Punk is actually playing this guy. He's kind of a warrior. Actually, he can do a little bit of everything as far as I know.
And bled for God and
the
the
Order.
Order.
About you, man. So that's that guy. Let's look at the next guy. The Shadow is
a simple job, I was told.
And I don't want to
silence a big mouth.
The Shadow is kind of a dex and int guy. He's kind of a caster, dual wielder sort of a guy. Again, these guys can be anybody, but this is kind of what their main play is. Let's look at the Marauder.
I am a warrior.
He's pretty much all strength. Now, the way I'm going to show you on the skills tree the way this works, but that guy's pretty much all strength. He's mainly a fighter, so if you like fighters, go for him. He can cast magic and stuff, but his main skill trees are going to be fighter-based. So let's look at the next one, the Ranger. This is the one I started with.
You can't own a life.
This is basically
not a deer's,
the bow class. You start out with some bow stuff, but this is the dex character, double dex. Each class has 2 main ability point focuses. Dex, strength, pretty sure. Intelligence, dex. I think this guy's strength, intelligence, not positive. Let's look at the next guy. The Duelist, this is the guy who is my main character right now.
Was I supposed to be
is strength and dex. Let's look at the last one here. The Witch is the double intelligence, basically main caster. So basically you got 3 primary classes that are all int, all dex, or all strength, and you got 3 hybrids. Now, hybrid isn't a dirty word in this game like it is in a lot of other games. The hybrid just means you can do two things, or one thing really, really well, and have some ancillary stuff if you want to pick it up. So that's all the classes. Let's log in as my guy, and we'll talk about the next piece of the game. So you can see it's a top-driven game, just a lot like Diablo 2. I'm just mouse clicking to run around, holding left click. It's not WASD, it's click movement, just like Diablo 3. And you can see it has flasks for mana, just like Diablo 3, and it has skills, just like Diablo 3 over here, where you can remap it to whatever keys you want. Also, you've got a health globe and a mana globe, again, just like Diablo 3. So a lot of this stuff is pretty much the same. Here's the inventory, again, a lot like Diablo 3. We'll get to the items in a minute. This looks, again, almost exactly like Diablo 3. And here's a stash. this kind of seems like Diablo 3 to me. It definitely is. Even the sizes on the items, very similar. In my opinion, besides that and the quest structure, this game is totally different than Diablo 3. The only other similarity would be the way the items work and maybe the gems, and I'll talk about those in a minute as well. Here's where it's vastly different, and really the strength of this game is the skill tree. Right away, you're probably thinking, what the F, nethervvoid? Yeah, this is the freaking skill tree, okay? All of these are skills. When you level up, you get a skill point to spend in this thing. And you start on one of these outside circles here. Each one of these outside 6 are a class. So you can't see which one is which until you actually play them, or you can go to the skill builder, which I'll show you in a minute that they have on the website. So this is Duelist, and I've already started to spend some skill points. I'm trying to zoom in here. As you can see, I started with 24 intelligence, 32 dex, and I started with 32 strength, but I've gone down and got some strength nodes here, and also 10% increased melee damage. Each of these nodes does a slightly different thing. There's the common ones are just attributes, as you can see here, but then you kind of go after some like higher level stuff. These medallion looking ones are the really big one, the one you're kind of basing your character off of. And so for me, I need to go up a couple more strength nodes and get Iron Grip to turn all my strength up to allow all my strength to apply to my bow damage. Right now, only strength. There is no modifier for bow damage. Dex just helps you with accuracy. So that will help me a little bit with adding some more physical damage. So you can kind of go down these trees and you can see the way the nodes work, and you can just go after, like this one's the one I'm going to go after. 12% increased projectile damage, which would apply to bows, and 20 more strength, which with Iron Grip will make me even hit harder. And to get there, I have to unlock that through this tree. So you can see I have to go through 8 increased physical damage with bows, fine by me. A 30 dex node, this is like a special dex node. And you can just look at all around and kind of look at where you want to go. Now, remember, you only get 1 point per click. So that's why where you start does make a difference kind of in how you want to build your character. Like if I wanted to go massive into this area, I probably wouldn't start with a duelist. I'd probably start with, I think this is the Templar. No, this would be the Barbarian guy, the double strength guy. Or I might be able to get there from the Templar. Pretty sure this is the Templar, strength and intelligence, and I could get there from there. But you can get pretty far away just by using these regular nodes. Look how far on the tree I'm traveling there. This is the Ranger, Dex, lots of bow skills, some dual wield stuff in here. This is the Shadow, and you've got Int and Dex here, and you've got a lot of magic stuff and a lot of bow stuff in here, and some dual wield, I think. And this is the Witch, which is all intelligence, pretty much all casting and stuff. So pretty sweet. This is actually nobody. I don't know. They should change that symbol. I was really confused when I first started that. But you just got to mess around. So you can then see right off the bat, there's so many builds you can do with this thing. And that's what I love that Diablo 3 does not have. And you have to commit to a build. You can't just change your skills around whenever you want, because then everybody would have the same freaking build. And that's what I try to tell them in beta, is everybody's going to have the cookie cutter latest build. Don't allow people to respec for free anytime they want. Now you can see you can earn respec points as I think it's as you complete certain high level or bigger quests in the quest chain. And so I can click backward a little bit, or if I go down, like if I go up to Iron Grip and then I complete that from a different set of nodes, I can actually back out of these nodes and get them back if I didn't want them. So that's pretty cool, but you definitely have to think about where you're going to go to. I'm probably going to go after Iron Reflexes as well. There's a couple of things I want to do. And now let me show you the skill builder, which is kind of how you do this on their website. So here's their skill builder. I'm actually on the Path of Exile website, pathofexile.com. It's where you can download the game. The game is free. It's going to be free to play. They're going to have a cash shop for like special robes and stuff that just make you look cool. I don't believe they have any items you can buy that actually give you stats or plan for it, but I'm not really positive. I've only been playing this game for a while. I haven't looked into all the details of the cash shop and stuff. So you can see I've got my duelist here, and you can change the classes just with this little drop down. And then I'm planning out my build. You can see I'm selecting nodes here, and I'm going down the tree, and look, I've got over to Iron Reflexes through this path here. and I also picked up this movement speed, and so you can kind of plan your build out, getting a lot of bow damage increases, bow critical increases. I'm also going after a lot of increased life nodes here, and that's because I'm going after blood magic, which removes all mana, and you spend life instead of mana when you cast spells and use skills. And so that's what I'm talking about. Another cool thing about this game, they do some really funky things, like, seriously, get rid of your mana and you spend life instead of mana. Really cool. Which is going to be neat since I'm going after so many percent life percent life nodes. So really neat. You can change your skills. Let's add some stuff. Let's see. Say I wanted to go down more. I wanted to get this extra dexterity node, this like kind of super one here. I just click it. It adds, tells me how many points I've spent. This is going to take me. This is level 93. It's just pretty high. There, level 94. Which, because it's at level 1, you don't get any skill points. So always add 1 to this. Now, if I want to back out, I just left click again, and I'm backing out of it. So pretty neat. You can also publish it and ask questions on the forums to say, hey, is this good? Is it suck? Whatever. You can also search for skills. This is a really awesome thing. Another cool thing is highlight shortest path. Like say I wanted to get to this medallion right here. 7 jumps to get there, and it shows me the path to get there. I don't want that because I never dealt critical strikes, so that's not really what I'm going for. But as you can see, it can tell you, kind of help you out with how you could get there with what you've built so far, and how many skills it would take to get you there, or how many clicks. So this is 8. Pretty neat. And so that's a skill builder. Let's get back to the game here. So the next thing I wanted to talk about very quickly, although it's not really, I don't want to spend too much time on it because if you've play Diablo 3 at all, it's almost exactly the same. The UI is pretty much the same. You've got your A, S, D, F, and G for your potions and stuff. Hold shift if you want to fire while standing still with your bow, and then you've got left click for this skill. This is actually just default attack. Middle click for this. Right click for this, and you just got all your skills right here. So it's pretty normal interface if you play Diablo 3. Now I want to show you another really cool aspect that again makes this better Diablo 3 than Diablo 3. Something I loved from Final Fantasy 3. When you first start, your character doesn't actually have any abilities. All he has is default attack. Or she. And you actually don't ever get any abilities. You get your abilities from picking up these gems. Let's pull one out here. They start out at level 1, and these gems level as you kill things, which is amazing. I loved that from Final Fantasy 7, and they brought it into this game. It's awesome. Now, this specific gem is for the cleave ability, and it tells you kind of a little bit about it. You have to. I think this one you have to be using axes or swords. So there's a couple things. It increases physical damage, 40% reduce physical weapon damage while dual wielding. There's a couple different things. All the gems that you get, at least so far that I've seen, start at level 1. This one's now level 3 for me, and you can see the little indicator for XP bar there. I'd mouse over it, but it'll take the UI off. And the mana cost is 7, and it requires level 4 to use, and you just put it in one of these same color slots in your gear as the gem. So there you go. So I've got a lot of these different skills. Double strike. Let's see, what do I got over here? Decoy totem. You can put that up, and mobs will attack that. I've got, let's see, no gems here. Oh, here's a cold snap. This is a casting spell. I haven't really started leveling it or anything, but it does have an intelligence. Requires level 4 and 16 intelligence. So sometimes you won't be able to put every gem on. Now on my secondary here, I do have a bow because I'm going to be leveling this guy as a bow guy. He's got burning arrow as one of his skills here, and this is, I thought I had another one, poison arrow or something like that. Don't I have poison arrow on here? Cold snap, decoy, poison arrow. Where that? Oh, okay. Poison arrow's up here, and then fire trap. Now, so you can see at first you just drop your ability gem wherever because you only have one. It's when you start out, it gives you one. As you complete quests, you get offered a list, and you get to pick from that list what you would like next. So as you can see, I've picked up quite a lot of them, and that's because when you restart a character, you can just throw everything in the stash. Whoa, what just happened over there? Warped. So you just throw everything in the stash over here, and this is account wide. So you can delete this character, start up a new guy, and you have all your stuff from your stash. So if you're going to delete your guy because you don't like him, you want to switch classes, whatever, change the name, whatever, just drop all your gems and gear in here, and the next character will be able to use them. So it's pretty awesome, and that's why my guy has like 7 different gems. Another cool thing about gems is that if you have the gems in your gear, they will level as you kill things. They actually level from the XP that you gain. I don't know if they split it all up. I'm not sure yet. The more gems you have, the more it splits. I don't think it works that way because my gems seem to level just as quickly with 7 gems or whatever I have loaded as when I only had 1. But I could be mistaken with that. It doesn't seem like it splits them up, but I'm not really sure. So you really just need to keep all the... Even though I don't use all these skills, like some of them, I don't know, Cold Snap, I might never use it, I don't know. It's going to level this gem as I adventure, and so I'm going to level it up anyway. I might pass it off to a mage, or I can trade it with somebody, for their gem, whatever they have or something. There's also a marketplace, I have not been to that yet, where you can trade gems and things like that. As well, as you can see, we've been talking about some sockets on gear, but the gear drops are pretty much the same. This is a rare chest plate that dropped off a mob, just like Diablo 3. This is a magic gloves, and I think I have some regular items on, don't I? Yes, this is just a regular sash. So this stuff is just like Diablo 3. But the gems and the items are just a lot different. So now you can see that it doesn't matter that much what class you create, because any class can cast any spell. It really just depends on what you've picked out of the passive tree, the skill tree, and what kind of stats you have does play a small part, I think, but mainly it's what you've done on the skill tree that tells you how your character is going to play. And then what class you choose really just helps you out with where you're placed on the skill tree. And it is pretty difficult for like the Marauder, the double strength guy, to go into all magic. That would be really tough for him because he has to traverse the whole tree, and spend 10 skills just getting there, picking up strength and int nodes or something along the way. So in that regard, characters are all going to be a little bit different. That's awesome too. But if you see like this ranger could be an all casting ranger or an all strength or something. You just can't tell just by the class, which I really love. So that's pretty much gems, the abilities, the gear, and how it's socketed. And pretty much every piece of gear has at least one socket to it, which is very cool. Let's go over here and show you where I buy gear here.
Still alive, are we?
Yeah, so purchase items. You can see this guy has 2 green slots, a blue slot here. And so you kind of have to pick what gear you want. Like I have these boots mainly because... Actually, no, these are blue. But I had some crappy boots in here because they had 2 color sockets that I wanted. Another thing that's cool is you see how these are linked? These 2 sockets are linked, and these, which one? These, no, those are 2. These are 2. Well, you can get items, as you can see. Wow, these are all linked. The lower level items, there's a lot of them that aren't linked. I bet you I can find one in my stash. I've been saving some stuff for maybe some. Here's one. These are not linked. And what linking does is, like, say this is my primary ability gem, I can put another gem in here that will link with this gem and make it stronger. So this might be like buff ability by 10%. So it makes my decoy totem 10% stronger. So it's a lot of really cool things you can do with linking your gems together, which is really neat. Now we can talk about the health potions. The health potions are pretty standard, just like Diablo. The difference is these health potions regenerate as you kill mobs. So as you can see, this one has 28 charges, and every time I use it, and it doesn't matter when, it consumes 8 of those charges. So pretty cool. You never have to actually pick up more flasks. You really want to even out what flasks you do have. You can also get magic ones, like see this one has 16 extra charges. It makes it a lot more valuable than this regular one. It's almost twice it lasts almost twice as long. This is a quickness or quicksilver flask. I got this from a quest. It gives me a quick burst of speed, and there's a couple other flasks that I haven't seen. These are obviously mana ones, and there's different sizes. Here's the smaller ones I got rid of to get these medium ones. Pretty cool. And the flask, this is a really cool concept, how it regenerates over time, and you can get in some sticky situations with bosses where all your flasks are kind of running out. Now, if you teleport to town, all your flasks will immediately regenerate, so you kind of don't have to worry about running out and just dying. You can run back to town and come back and try to fight that boss. So that's health potions. Now let's get into some gameplay. Open the world panel, U. So This actually shows your quests and the world map. You can see I'm right here in town here, and these are the quests I'm on. The Dweller in the Deep is to kill a boss in this area right here, and then the way forward is to get me to the city or something like that. So you can see each of these areas tells you the level and everything. Pretty nice little map system there. I think there are 2 acts right now. I only have Act 1 unlocked. Let's do, what was that? U to get out of that. So waypoints are just like Diablo 2. There's a waypoint here that I have unlocked, and so I'm going to travel there now. This is actually leading to the next spot I need to go to. So here I am, waypoint, pretty standard stuff. I'm just going to show you a couple things. I mainly use this fire trap AoE skill and this double strike, which lets me hit 2 times with a weapon. So I'll throw out a fire trap there, and they have to run over it, obviously. There. Now it's going to do damage over time. It's pretty quick, actually, so it helps me when mobs start to kind of jump all over me. As you can see, the charges are building up. Their skills are a lot different than other games. I got the mini-map up here, just like Diablo 2. Maybe I'll throw down a trap. And boom, there was a double trap there. Nice. So a couple times I've actually used that against bosses because, and let's use some mana there, mana pot. So pretty awesome gameplay here. Again, a lot hack and slash just like Diablo. Now let's bait these guys. Let's put maybe 2 of them over there. Alright. Baited, baby. Wow, this is a lot of guys. Please, come on, trap. Come on, trap. There we go. Oop, better hit some health potion. Ooh, armor scrap. I'm going to talk to you about that in a little bit. This, as far as I know so far anyway, this game treats money very weird. There really is no money in the game. Now, those are 2 items that, there's some items that drop. They're just regular whites, not magic, so I won't pick them up. You can pick them up just because actually whites in this game are valuable in the early game to get more scrolls and different things like that, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. So with this guy, basically, now anybody can use that fire trap skill. So all it does is consume mana, and pretty much everybody has mana. So, ooh, cool. That's a magic item. Kind of obvious there. So I think I need to go this way to the lower submerged passage. I just unlocked it. There was a quest to unlock this place. I've never actually been here. So this should be actually pretty tough. Not sure what to expect. Oh, let's throw down some traps. This could be bad. So these guys resist cold. You can see they all have a little bit of resistances here. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Kind of used up one of my traps. Now, whenever I traverse an area, I run out of those charges, and that's just to get people from running out, refilling all their traps, running back in. Now, you can see I can't see very far in here. Really cool. I'm liking it a lot. They also have portal scrolls. They're kind of hard to get at first. You can't buy them. You can buy them in the shop, but they're pretty expensive. Scroll of Wisdom will help you. It does a couple things. One thing it does is identifies an object. So let's say I left click, or I right clicked and then I left click to identify that. Let's kill this guy. Let's lay some traps maybe. Get rid of these guys. There we go. Okay, so this is a mana gained when you kill an. It's probably not very good, and I'll just sell it. Scroll of Wisdom. We already talked about that. Now, okay, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I just wanted to show you mainly the 2 scrolls you can actually use while you're playing. That will send you back to town. I haven't used any of those yet because they're not as easy for me to get as the other ones, so I'm kind of saving them for when I need them really bad. Usually, I don't go back to town just to sell stuff, I guess, is one thing I don't do. Like you would in probably Diablo 2. You'd probably go back every time you got your inventory filled up. So, pretty sweet gameplay here. Like Diablo 2, I'm really liking it. I really mainly like the skills. They're a lot of fun so far. You can kind of build cool little ways to fight mobs right here. I usually throw down a trap, you know, and go in here when they're kind of taking AoE damage.
My spirit is spent.
Oh. Hit the potion there, John. So I kind of, when they got that dot on them, damage over time, that's when I start fighting them. So you can see it really jacks them up. Now, again, this has a red and a green socket, so if I needed that, I might pick that up and start using it. Right now, I don't really need it, so I'm not. Pretty okay for my slots right now. Wish I could show you one of my gems getting close to leveling. There we go. Triple. Nice. There are superior weapons. They sell for a little more, but not really. I don't pick them up anymore. Not that big of a deal. So spiked bundle. I'm not really sure what these guys do. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, not yet. Kill him! Kill him! So that is gameplay. It's pretty like Diablo 2. It's really hack and slashy, but I like it. It's very awesome. Diablo 3's gameplay wasn't bad. I like their quest and stuff. It's just I didn't like that the skill system and stuff they had was really just not. It was all item based really, and they wanted you to spend money on their auction house. So not really something that led to better gameplay as far as I'm concerned. Diablo 2 is a much better game than Diablo 3. Again, in my opinion. I'm sure people like it, especially people that have never played. Oh, Scroll of Wisdom. Gotta get that. Especially people that have never played, Diablo 2. Or even Diablo 1, I think was better. Well, Diablo 1 was a lot different, but Diablo 2 definitely better. Okay. So anyway, that's gameplay. Let's get back to town, and I'll show you the money system real quick. One thing I didn't cover and didn't have on my list is how does the multiplayer work in this game? And since I'm going back to town, I'm just going to pick up all these whites, and you'll see why later. The multiplayer in this game is pretty cool. You can see that town area. You saw lots of other players and stuff, and that's pretty much the only place where there's actually multiplayer. You can party up there. Ooh, there's a rare. That's a rare mob. Really tough rare mob, so I'm going to kite this guy a little bit. And you can see he's hitting me like a truck. I actually switched to bow right here, I think, usually. They will charge you. I don't really need this now. But now I have to use different... So, oh, that's that totem. That's not what I wanted. I wanted fire arrow. That's poison arrow. That's hurting him pretty bad. Let's get that damage over time on that guy. So that totem's actually pretty cool. R, huh? That's gonna be my little tank there. Oh. Let's get some of this going on. Alright, I should be able to cast another totem and then start wailing on him. There we go. So I wanted this, right? There, he's dead. Alright, cool. Portal scroll. That's nice. Portal scrolls are worth quite a bit when you first start. And, okay, good. Let's pick up the stuff I think is going to be worthwhile. Alright, so, again, it's instance where I am right now. But if you obviously your party can go in here. But that's, I actually kind of like that better. I really don't want 5 billion people running around here because these areas are not that big. So this isn't really an MMO per se. I would call it more of a game that has a, what's that called? What do you call them? Something room, a chat room or something in a sense. That's town. Okay, so now I'm back in town. I'm going to sell some stuff, right?
Still alive, are we?
I'm going to go to sell items. I'm going to hold control and left-click stuff that I want to sell quickly. I know I want to sell all this junk. As you can see, it's giving me scroll fragments for these 2 items. I should continue to get scroll fragments while I'm just selling these, whites here. Bunch of whites. I usually just sell all my whites real quick. So every 5th scrap becomes a scroll of wisdom that you can either use. Again, now you can see it has 2 purposes. It identifies an item and it's used for money. So now let's say, now I'm going to sell, I don't know. There's a difference if you sell something unidentified, you don't get as much money for it. So let's sell this. I got 2 of these transmutation shards, 20 of which becomes an orb of transmutation. But let's see what happens when I sell this. I've already identified it. Okay, I get 1 shard of alteration. 20 of those becomes an orb of alteration. Now, that can be used for money, and I'll show you that in a second, but it also, they have secondary purposes like you've seen. This identifies an item, this guy creates a town portal, and these shards also have their uses, and I'll show you when they get to full. Sometimes these items will just drop on the ground, the orbs and everything. I've got all my money in here. So an orb of alteration, not only can you buy stuff with it, but it reforges a magic item with a new random property. So say you got this great item you've been looking for, this great chest plate, but it's got crap stats. You didn't want dex, you didn't want armor, you wanted some other stuff. You can use this on it to reroll the stats. That's pretty sweet. I don't know if it's just a magic item with this orb. I kind of think it is because this is a very low level item and there are higher level items I've not seen yet. So I'm kind of thinking it could be only the blue magic items. Don't take me... I'm not sure yet. Again, this is a first look. I don't know everything about this game. This guy, Orb of Augmentation, enchants a magic item with a new random property. So, let's see. Right-click this item and left-click a magic item to apply it. Magic items can have up to 2 random properties. So I'm kind of thinking, like, if you got this guy, that one has 2. This one also has 2. If you had a... Okay, here's one. This magic item only has 1 property. You could add a property to it with this. And so you can see I have fragments down here as well. That's actually my orb fragments. Orb of transmutation. Oh, those are alteration. Orb of augmentation. Okay. So this guy upgrades a normal item to a magic item. So like this guy, I can make him a magic item by using one of these. So I've also got my scrolls, armor scrap. This will improve the quality of an armor. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Oh, I think it makes it superior, so it adds some armor to this. Pretty nice. And then alchemy shard, that's kind of going up in the levels now that I'm getting higher level. So let's buy some stuff from this chick. She sells these cool, she's mainly the magic vendor, so she got rings and all that stuff. You can see this necklace, it's magic. It doesn't say magic on it, but it's a magic quality, I guess, plus 24 to dex. It costs 1 times Orb of Transmutation to buy. You can see this guy, it is actually a magic necklace. 1 Orb of Chance. That's a higher thing than I've ever gotten, so I won't be buying that. You can also change up your quote-unquote money. 4 Orb of Transmutations will get you an Orb of Augmentation. Amber Amulet, 23 to Strength. So there's just different things in here. Some of the lower items are 3 Scrolls of Wisdom. Let's see, where's that? So a portal scroll is 3 scrolls of wisdom. You can buy them, but again, you can see they could be expensive. If you're getting kind of low, just come in here and sell. Now, I thought I sold all that stuff. Apparently I didn't. But just sell. 5 of these makes 1 scroll of wisdom. So just sell some of this stuff on the way back if you're getting a little low. So you can go in here. So she has all, let's see if she's got any cool flasks. The magic flasks. They're much better than the regulars, and no, she doesn't. So let's go to this guy. He sells like
Still alive, are we?
The melee stuff and all that. Here's a bow, pretty crappy. No magic bows. It can be kind of difficult to make a magic bow. Here's a little bit better armor than what I've got, but it's not rare like I have. So anyway, you can see an Orb of Transmutation there. Scrolls of Wisdom for this cheaper stuff. 3 Orb of Transmutation for this. It's a much higher level quiver, and it's got an added ability where it does an extra 1 to 5 lightning damage. So it's pretty awesome for this low level. So that's pretty much how this game works. I've gone over everything, the money system. I don't know if they use gold or not, because I know there is an auction house. So it'd be really weird though to sell items for this odd orbs and all that. It's just a lot easier to have just gold or something. I'm not sure if that's going to be implemented in the game. It might. One thing to note is that people say probably the best thing to do is to save up as much of this as you can for the higher levels. There's really not much need to spend it at the early levels. Shift left click to split a stack here, just like Diablo would be. So that's pretty much this game. Let me know what you think about it. I love this game. I'm going to be playing it. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it on my channel, but I'm probably going to be playing it with Pyro and maybe streaming it with him. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But I'm definitely going to keep playing this game. It's a lot of fun. And I might as well just... no, I don't need to split them. Just put them in there like that. So anyway, let me know what you think. I'll see you guys next time.